Welcome to another live stream. Let me know if the audio is good. We're doing things a little different tonight. Welcome to the live stream. I'm in the wide shot. We have that shot and we have this shot right here. And we're going to be doing another renovation update tonight. We're going to be unboxing a new microphone that I purchased with my own funds. And so we'll talk about that tonight. We also are going to look at Luma Cove, and that is right up there. I have the lights above my head. So we'll give you an update and give you a tour of the studio, talk about what it took to do Luma Cove. So let me tighten up the shot here just a little bit, but thank you so much for joining me tonight. I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios, and it's been busy. We've been running around doing stuff as a couple. Shannon and I, we've been camping. We've had lots of family over. We had friends over. I've been working in the studio in and out of that, and it's just Tuesday again. They seem to just come right one after the other. But thank you so much for joining me tonight. And if you have not yet said hi in the chat, can I just say, please say hi in the chat. And also let me know if my lips are in sync, because I am doing audio from my Rodecaster Pro 2 into my Rodecaster Video. From my Rodecaster Video, I'm coming into the live stream and I see audio. So I think it's all working. And audio is good. So we'll say hi, but thank you so much. Just make sure that my lips are in sync. I do have to set a delay in the Rodecaster Video. Again, my routing tonight, which is one of the cool things about the Rodecaster Video, is that you can actually go the second USB-C output, which I usually have going in and out of my PC. I'm now using it from my Rodecaster Pro 2, USB-C 1 is going to my laptop, which is my main computer in the studio. I've stolen USB-C 2 and I've put it in my Rodecaster Video. So now the channels in my Rodecaster Pro 2 can now feed audio into my Rodecaster Video. And then those of you that were with me last week and I gave you a tour of my desk, I've got one ATEM Extreme ISO. Let me go ahead and hit record. So we are recording now right there above my head, because we have the multi-view on the big screen now instead of the monitor that used to be right here. It is over there. But the Rodecaster Video is going into my ATEM Extreme ISO, which I'm streaming from tonight. You can see on the screen that we're streaming right there. And again, all the different camera angles, my audio, you've got my recording, you have my streaming, and then all of the inputs down here. You got Super Source, graphics right there. My background for Super Source is right there. And again, you can lay this out however you want. I have it laid out like that. So Rodecaster Video has two HDMI outs, plus it'll do NDI. I'm using the two HDMI outs to come into input 1 and 2 in my ATEM Extreme ISO, and then I can bring those on the air. And so just so you can see those inputs, here is one input from the Rodecaster Pro. This is a webcam. This is the yellow cam right there, S3. And then this is my overhead camera. This is the Tiny 3. This is not coming in as a webcam. It is a webcam, but it is converted to HDMI, and HDMI is coming in from the Rodecaster Video. So these two channels are coming from the Rodecaster Video, and then I can also bring in NDI, a camera source. No wonder my battery keeps running dead. My light was on. But I can bring an NDI source from a Rodecaster Video as well. And that's why I'm using the Rodecaster Video, because I want a mobile phone or video camera to go around the studio. And also, if I decide to use my tech desk, then I can NDI from it into the Rodecaster Video. If it's an NDI device, if it's not an NDI device, then I'll have a matrix that I can hook up directly to the tech table, and haven't decided exactly what the tech table is going to look like, how big it is. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the weeks to come, but the tech table will be for when I have a new switcher or something like that that I really want to demo or do a video on, do a live stream on. I'll be able to get up from here and go over to the tech table, and it'll still come into the main desk of operations here. So trying to slow down, dumb down the studio, though it's still pretty high tech. I still have 2 Stream Decks. I got a Rodecaster Pro 2. I have a Wacom tablet, which I have the chat on. We're going to get to and say hi here in a second. I have my PC right here. I have a laptop on my desk. There's still lots of things going on in the studio, but a lot of things are not. I do not have the HyperDeck Shuttle on my desk. I don't have my second HyperDeck Mini on my desk. I don't have one of the ATEMs on my desk. In fact, you guys probably saw that camera view. Let me see if I can find that shot here. And I will cut to it. There we go. So that would be 5. So that is the old ATEM Extreme that was sitting on my desk. Now that's probably going to end up being my main switcher for the tech table. May not be on the tech table, but because you have 8 inputs and 2 outputs, not counting the USB-C out, and I also could use it to come to my streaming bridge. And if you don't know what a streaming bridge is, it is a device that you can stream from an ATEM, ATEM Mini, ATEM Mini Pro, ATEM Extreme ISO, ATEM Extreme. All of those devices can stream instead of to like YouTube or Facebook. You can stream to the streaming bridge, and then it has an HDMI output, and you can bring that in. So that streaming bridge will also be plugged into my Matrix, so I can just go live to the streaming bridge back into my desk again. So still working on the tech table, but we're not there yet, but we'll be there very soon. So let's get chat going on here and say hi to everybody in the chat, and put chat on the air here. And let's just say hi here. Grish said hello earlier tonight. It's good to have you, Grish. He slammed, he liked, smashed in advance the like button. Thank you so much, Grish. Then we have I Build Capture, which is Chris from Florida here. He says, I mainly use the DJI Mic 3 currently and previously the Mic 2. I also have a Rode Go 2 that I use with my Rodecaster Video and my Rodecaster Duo. And yeah, again, the wireless devices by Rode, the newer ones, can link with the Rodecaster Video, the Rodecaster Video S, also the Duo, the Rodecaster Pro 2. And that's great because I have one on too, and this is linked with my Rodecaster Pro 2. So I can go away from the SM7B. Now I'm on the wireless Go 2, and now I'm back on the SM7B, which is the Shure microphone. This is a dynamic microphone plugged directly into channel 1 of the Rodecaster Pro 2. So good to have you here, Chris, and thank you for that. Chris was responding to my questionnaire tonight, and I hope you would answer that. We do have a poll that says, very simply, I have heard about the Insta360 Mic Pro. If you've heard about the Insta360 Mic Pro, the kit and what we're going to talk about tonight, unbox it tonight, let me know by answering that yes. But if you did not know about the Insta360 Mic Pro, then you can say no. I want to get an idea of how many people know about that microphone, and I'll talk just a little bit about why I got one and why we're going to unbox it live tonight. Besides, I like to live dangerously. So thank you so much, Chris, for joining us and sharing that information about what microphone you have. Again, if you go up to the very first part of tonight's chat, I did say that we'll be unboxing the Insta360 Mic Pro tonight and changing the logo on it and more, plus the Luma Cove Cob ceiling LED update and more. And then I also said, please say hi in the chat, and also what wireless microphone you use currently if you have one. So if you'd like to answer that question in the chat tonight, I would love to find out what wireless microphone you use. again, I just shared that I have the Wireless Go 2. I also have the DJI Mic Kit version 1, and those are my wireless microphones. I also have a Seconic, I think it's Seconic, no, a Deity wireless microphone kit that's more to put on a camera. It's two transmitters and one receiver that will receive two wireless, and it's a regular pack, but it is 2.4 gigahertz. It's not a regular wireless kit. And then I also have a Audio Technico handheld wireless microphone, which is a traditional wireless system, not a 2.4 gigahertz system. So those are the wireless mics that I have in and around Life Journey Production Studios. The handheld is for events. I also have a plethora of other microphones, but those are the wireless microphones. I can use my two Wireless Go 2s, and then I could use the receiver on a camera if I need to. I can use my Deity system if I need to. So I have lots of different ways to get in a wireless signal. And now I have purchased a Insta360 Mic Pro. No receiver. I just decided to go for the transmitter and see what it can do, and we'll do that here shortly. Tony said hi. He's going to be here in the second hour. So I said, see you then, Tony. Grish says, checking in from the beautiful state of Oregon this week. Thank you, Grish. Normally from Spokane, but now you're in Oregon. Maybe you could share in the chat why you're in Oregon. Hank is here, checking in from Bluffton, South Carolina. Chris says, audio is good. That's great. Hank's checking in from Bluffton, South Carolina twice, just in case you didn't see he checked in the first time. Studio's looking good. Thank you, Grish. We're going to do an updated talk about the studio, and I'll give you guys a tour if you want one, but I'm going to talk about the big change, which is the lights right there. And they're not just up there like the ones on the ground. They're up there differently. And so we'll talk about that. Looks and seek, but I'm not an expert, LOL. Okay, thanks, Chris. Eating at a Chinese buffet, will be listening. Great. It's good to have you tonight, Grish. Glad you're listening. Audio sync is perfect, Hank says. And Noah Gaming S8G retracted his message. Chris says, I use the Hollyland Mark II. Another good microphone kit. I think a lot of people talked about that. I've never had the Hollyland mic kits, but there's a lot of manufacturers making these kits. And I'll share kind of why I decided to go for a Insta360 Mic Pro. And again, it's not a sponsored video. They did not send me that free. But Grish is using the Hollyland Lark M2. So, okay, great. I'm glad you guys got me up to date. I'm glad you're here in the chat. I'm glad that we have some things to talk about. We are in the summer. It's kind of cool out here in the state of Washington. There's been weird weather. I know they had super hot weather in Portland last weekend. We did not. We did have hot weather the weekend before. So the weather has been kind of like this. And I've been spending a lot of time both outside and inside the studio. And my time's been kind of limited the last 7 or 8 days. But I did bust in 4.5 hours in the studio. And that's, again, we'll talk about what I did and what's been added to the studio in detail a little bit later tonight. So I hope you'll stay tuned with me. So if we fire back up, let's turn chat off the air. If anybody else joins me, I will say hi. Let's turn the sky camera back on and let's cut to that camera. So that is my, was my main streaming device in the studio. That's my ATEM Extreme ISO there on the table, and I can get a tad bit closer with this camera, but that's not why I cut to this camera. We're going to kind of zoom out and cut over here. You can see I got a couple devices here on the table, and my little reading station. I've got a little aperture light on the Luma Cove. That's just the box. There is no Luma Cove in it. It's all up and mounted. I have a few pieces left that I'll show you on camera tonight. But also, if you look closely right here, you'll see there on the top right is my Insta360 Mic Pro. We're going to unbox. I'm a rookie at this. I watched very little videos. I don't know what it will wirelessly hook up to. I don't have a receiver, but there you go. We're going to go grab that here in just a minute, and we're going to go ahead and unbox that puppy live. Let's see, anybody else popping in the chat here? Let's look. No, so not a big crowd tonight, but I'll take the crowd anyway. And it is great to be together tonight, and I'm glad you guys joined me. I appreciate it. If you're watching this video later, please hit the like, please subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed and you're watching tonight, I do have subscriber only chat enabled. So if you just subscribe to the channel, within a minute, you'll be able to chat with us. I do that because I've started to get some really friendly people popping in and popping out of the channel. They say really nice things. Evidently, when you get to the level of subscribers I have, which is just 4,400 or whatever it is right now on my channel, you start getting some really sweet people. And so, reminiscent of something Tony said from Quick Tech Solutions, couple of months back, he had someone say something pretty harsh to him in a chat. He talked about it. And I kind of texted him and said, you got to just let it roll off your back. That's easy to say when it's someone else's channel and you are attending their live stream. Something completely different when someone says something like that to you. But I have had an overwhelmingly good response to the changes in the studio, and I really appreciate that. I think the only negative comment that I received was this one right here. Why change? I think is what it said, if I remember right, which was a question, and evidently whoever that was, and I can't remember now, it was not a name I recognize from live streaming, and the people that are normally with me live or chat with me later after the video's been up on YouTube and the live is over. But it stung it stung anyway for whatever reason. I don't really get my identity from what people think, but I didn't change the channel just for myself. I wanted it to be a little bit warmer. I wanted it to be more professional looking. I wanted it to be less overwhelming when I give tours. A lot of my wife's clients will find out what I do, and because they meet here at the house with my wife for a number of appointments, obviously they don't have babies here, but they do come for appointments, and that will be changing this fall. My wife's going to have her own office, it looks like, and we're just going to be living here, and I will be live streaming and running my channel from here. But my business, when I go out and do any video production or any consulting or anything like that, I'm mostly gone unless I'm doing video consulting on Zoom, which is done right here at my desk. And my desk is still set up to do Zoom, and it's just less busy. You can tell by this camera shot right here on my desk. Let me get this camera back up here. Where is that shot? If I have one on this camera, can't remember. Nope. Let me change cameras here. And change cameras here. So this shot right here, let's turn shot off. This shot right here, you can see the desk is less busy. This is the webcam. This is actually Insta360 Link 2 Pro that you're seeing here. But I wanted it to be less intimidating, especially for consulting clients. So you got the back of my smaller iPad right here. You can see the Wacom tablet right here. You can see my laptop screen. You can see my other screen right here that used to be behind me. You can see my BenQ, my speakers, my microphone, the Rodecaster Pro 2. And then you also can see camera. This is kind of camera 2. And then the other camera right up there is camera 1. You can see the prompter with the chat up there. And I also have the chat on my Wacom tablet. And I use this mouse to run my OBS, which is right here. And then on the Wacom tablet is the chat. And I can click on the chat messages. And then if I turn the camera off you're seeing right now and enable chat, let's just do it so you can see it happening. Turn chat on, and then if I was to click on one, turn that camera off, the screen's gonna go blank. Then if I clicked on one, there is Cyber Gizmo joining us tonight saying, hi Keith, you just see the chat, but not as an overlay. Let's turn that back off and cut back into the other camera. Then if I turn chat on the air, using OBS, projecting to my ATEM, and then I'm using a key, one of my keys. Actually, I use upstream key 4 for the chat. I could use the downstream key as well. And so then when I enable chat and click on that again, now it pops up on the screen and you can see it right there. And so it's kind of cool to have this laid out the way it does. I don't have to look over here on the left as much. I have the ability to see the live stream right here on the big TV where usually you guys would see multi-view behind me. Now I've moved multi-view up there. I can also put my PC up there. But right now I have multi-view coming from my ATEM Extreme ISO. And then I have my laptop showing me my Rodecaster video, which is just the software on my screen. I can show you that just by showing that my laptop. So there's my laptop. That's what I'm seeing on my laptop. And behind that, I have the other parts of Rodecaster video. So I could go to the audio page and I can see that this is my USB-C audio coming into the Rodecaster video. That is coming from my Rodecaster Pro 2 out of USB-C 2. And then it's going into USB 4. And you can use USB 4 or 5 for audio or webcams. So right now I only have access to one webcam because I'm using it for audio right now. And that's giving me better audio. I don't have to use the preamps inside the ATEM Extreme ISO. I'm now using the really high-end preamps in my Rodecaster Pro 2, feeding that audio over to the Rodecaster video, and then that's coming back in input number 1, and I'll show you guys that as well. So here you go. So input number 1 is a HDMI input coming from my output number 1 in my Rodecaster video, coming into channel 1 HDMI input inside my ATEM Extreme. And then the audio is enabled and you guys are hearing that. And then if we go back to the Rodecaster video, and this is part of my plan tonight to show you how I'm routing audio. If I click up here, you can see I have 4 frames of delay. So there they are, 4 frames of delay. And you guys said that's now syncing with my camera. Because again, the audio is going from this microphone into the Rodecaster Pro 2. From the Rodecaster Pro 2, USB-C port 2 into port 4 in the Rodecaster video, back out HDMI input A into HDMI input 1 on my ATEM Extreme ISO, and then that's what you guys are seeing right here, HDMI input number 1 right there coming in to the nice live stream, and then there's the live audio, and you can see the audio levels, and I try to keep it right about there. So we'll go back to my SM7B. You were actually listening to my Rode Wireless Go 2 for most of that conversation, but now we're back on the S7B, and you guys can say which one you like. I like the SM7B the best. I've changed the compression, done a lot of things to fix it, make it sound better, but that is the routing tonight. Again, Rodecaster Pro 2 receives this mic and my Wireless Go 2. I don't need a receiver because the Rodecaster Pro 2 can receive 2 wireless microphones. So I could have this one coming in a channel and I could have my other one, which is right here. So as we talk tonight about wireless microphones, This is my wireless go-to kit. I keep the little 3.5 jack stereo in there, so if I ever need to plug it into my transmitters, to the receiver and the receiver into a camera, I have it here. I can also plug this into an ATEM if I wanted. So again, there's lots of uses for this. The Rodecaster Video I have on my desk will receive 2 of these as well. It has a receiver built into it, which is one of the things I think really sets Rode apart from just about every other switcher, including the YOLO Box Extreme, including the ATEMs, is the XLR inputs, and as well as receiving wireless transmission from their devices. Now, the bummer is I heard that you can't use the Insta360 Mic Pro with the Rodecaster Video, but we're going to try it tonight. So let me finish saying hi, then we'll go grab it and we'll get it unboxed here. So Jay is in the house. So let me make sure chat is on the air here. I think it already is. So good to see you, TVJ. Can't stay because we're outside in the pool, 95 degrees outside, okay? I like the studio changes. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. If you watch this later, shout out. Light the Dark Paranormal. Hello, now followers from France. Good to have you, France. Don't know your name. Why don't you go ahead and Game First 238. Why don't you go ahead and put your name in the chat and I will try to learn it so I can call you by name. I don't want to call you by your handle, channel name if I don't have to, but that's up to you. But if you feel comfortable enough, go ahead and put your name in the chat. Let the other people tonight get a chance to meet you as well. It's great to have you from France. What's the weather in France right now? Probably going to give me Celsius, which is perfectly fine. We'll all do the translation. Those of us that go by degrees here in the United States, we're way behind the times. We're not metric. We use metric stuff all the time, but we're still kind of degrees, cups, our measuring units, inches instead of millimeters and centimeters. So the only question is why OBS? That's a great question. So let's answer it. I use OBS for reasons. Okay, I do my intro videos on OBS. The reason I do that is I love the countdown feature. So I'll create a still image in Adobe Illustrator. I'll make sure it's cropped and I got the right resolution for YouTube by opening it in Photoshop Pro, only just to open it and export it. Sometimes I'll go in and make sure that it didn't render with something off the screen and then it's weird and got white borders. So I'll go into Photoshop, I'll crop it, and then I will send it out of Photoshop 1920 by 1080p. I bring that into OBS. I use a countdown timer on top of that and I record. So I record my intro with a 7-minute countdown timer. So I add my countdown timer in OBS. That's the second reason I use OBS. Number one is to do my intro. Actually, that's the first reason. And then I'll take that video after OBS is done with it and puts the countdown clock on it. I'll bring that into Adobe Premiere and I'll add my music. I'll add animated graphics, my flying logo. I'll add other graphics to it. And then I render that ProRes so I can put it in my HybridDeck. My HybridDeck pretty much normally only really sees ProRes. I don't know why. It's just the way Blackmagic design is. I think there's one other format you can use, DNX, I think. You can also use on a HybridDeck, but I've been using the HybridDecks now. I have videos on my channel. Many people consider me the HybridDeck guy. I don't know that I've earned that, but I've done a lot of videos on HybridDecks here on my channel because I really like animated graphics and I can do animated graphics with a HybridDeck. So that's the second. That's the first reason. So using it for my intro video, I also use it for my outro video. So it's really reason two. And I'll just move goodnight around the screen using OBS because it's got a preview and a program, and I can actually move things around in the preview screen, change sizes really easy as it's recording. So that's a lot of fun for me. Then I take that into OBS and I add music. So those are reason one, reason two. Then I also will use it for my webcams. So I have webcams coming into my PC. So I open up OBS, I create webcams in OBS, and then I full screen display those into my ATEM. And so even tonight, I have cameras coming into my ATEM. So if I turn chat off the air, because that is a, let's do this. I'll enable my wireless microphone. So if I turn chat off the air and I show you guys my PC, so let's do, I can't show you my PC, I'm sorry. Because I'm using it to display graphics. So right now it's displaying chat, displaying these cameras. But if I turn one of these cameras on and then bring on my PC input, so that's webcam 1. And then if I turn webcam 1 off, enable webcam 2. So I have 2 webcams coming into OBS through my PC. And then OBS has the ability to right click on the right-hand side, so I can bring those cameras into the live stream. And I use that for my still image. I call them sky cams. I have 2 cameras on my PC right now, so they're both kind of in the same part of my room. I haven't decided exactly where I'm gonna put them in the remodel, but I'll always have 2 webcams coming into my PC because I like to do that. It shows different areas of my desk. So I don't have my Canon 5D Mark IV set up in the studio. I'm really thinking about using it as my downward facing camera for a number of reasons. The quality is number one, but again, OBS gives me the ability to bring in 2 webcams when I'm live, and then, so that's 3 and 4 reasons, okay? 3 is camera 1 webcam, 4 is camera 2 webcam. Reason number 5 is I use Aaron Precky's chat plugin for Chrome, and then I can display chat in the live stream using OBS as well. Again, OBS is displaying chat. Right now, it's displaying cameras, but if I disable a camera, so you can't see it anymore, and then I enable chat on the air, the overlay, now if I click on a chat, good to have you, David, then it displays up there, but I don't have a camera on. So if I put us on camera for now, chat morning from David in Australia is right there. So OBS is displaying that chat. I have a timer set, so it goes away after 15 seconds, so I don't forget and leave that up there. And I think the timer is available also inside OBS when you set up the chat plugin. So again, chat will display right here when I click on it. David says the studio looks great. Thank you, David. You said something really nice on one of my posts on Facebook. So, and if you guys have not joined my Facebook page, I do have a Life Journey Productions Facebook page. I've been showing pictures there. I also been putting pictures up in YouTube. So if you've subscribed to my channel, on my YouTube channel, there's also pictures up under posts, giving people picture updates. And then I get comments on Facebook, I get comments on YouTube. Then I also get comments on these videos. So thank you so much, David. So it's really hot in France. Time now, let's see, really hot, but it's nighttime now, and my name is Rogers. Good to have you, Rogers. Thank you for sharing your name. OBS is putting you on the screen. I have a question, if possible. What do you use to show message as a pop-up? On my channel and Aaron Precky's channel, he's the one that created this Chrome plugin. You can go into your Google Chrome and you can add a plugin. There's a link on my videos. Let me see if I can find that chat video here real quickly. I do not even have any other YouTube things open, or do I? Yes, I do. So let me search for chat. And then let me share my laptop. So this is my series. This is part 1 of my series. So you've got a number of different, let's see, Pop Out Shout live on YouTube. This is the playlist. So let me copy this playlist into the chat. We don't need to see the commercial. Let's see here. Guess I have to copy this whole link. And I'll put this in the description, but I'm going to pop it into the chat right now. But this is a how-to series. So that's been popped into the chat. Let me drop it into the video tonight as well. Where is it at here? So display chat using Chrome and OBS live in your stream. Now, kind of go through the steps real quick. After you install the plugin, then you create a OBS, what we want to call it, scene. And in that scene, you're going to create a text, and then you're going to use the plugin. You're going to set it up for the font you want, and then you're going to use OBS to display it full screen. And when you have your laptop or your PC or your Macintosh plugged into your ATEM, it sees it as like another monitor. So like PowerPoint can and ProPresenter and a number of softwares that can screencast to a single monitor. You can also use a DeckLink Duo card like a lot of churches and venues do. People on live streams now are using DeckLink Duo cards. I don't have one. All it is a card that can go inside your desktop PC or Macintosh, as long as it can take cards. You plug it in there. It has 4 SDIs, 5 altogether, but 4 of them can be assigned as inputs or outputs. And then you can have one key and one fill, and then bring those into your live stream, and you could use OBS that way. You could do graphics that way using something like ProPresenter. So there's a lot of things you can do with the DeckLink Duo card, but I have a HyperDeck. It has a fill and key SDI input, and I come from my HyperDeck into 2 inputs of my ATEM Extreme ISO. But for chat, you just full screen from OBS by right-clicking in the program screen. Let me bring OBS up here real quick so I can demo this. And I will get a drink of coffee real quick. We are going to unbox the Insta360 Mic Pro, I promise. Okay. I'm going to grab it while I'm waiting for OBS to boot up. It's going to ask me 2 questions here because I get some error messages. There we go. Okay, what could I do here? Let me put a background. Let me show you. So weird right now. Why is my background image not even showing? Oh, I know what I did. Let me fix this real quick. I unplugged my drive, clean up my desk for tonight, but now that I need to do this. Okay. Let me see if I can fix this. There it is. So now I'll show you my desktop. So here is OBS. Here is my intro graphic, my background. If I was to right click in the program, so when you have that particular playlist open, you get a preview. And again, I can use the countdown clock, which is right here. So if I hit transition, let's see, I think I use this one, countdown clock. And let me enable the background image right here. So now that I have my background image, there's the clock right here. I can move it around and put it right there, and I can hit transition, and then I just hit record, and I let this count all the way down. And then when I do my outro video, we'll turn the clock off. I then have good night right here. We'll turn that on. And so I just move it around the screen. I hit record. I can start good night right there. Then I can enlarge it. I could bring good night up here and hit transition. And this is the side that's recording. And then if I want to screencast what's in the right-hand screen, like if I was doing a chat or a webcam to put on my ATEM, my laptop's hooked up to my ATEM. I'm going to right click, and right here you can see BMD HDMI 3840 by 2160, because that's my laptop's projecting at 4K, even though the ATEM converts it to HD down to 1920 by 1080p. I can project to it right now. So if I was to say yes, it's going to take over my laptop, and it's going to take over this screen right there. So let me go ahead and hit yes. And so there you go. I'm now projecting to my laptop, and that's my laptop screen. So that still image is taken over. So if that was chat, it would be taken over the screen. If it was a webcam, that would be taken over the screen. But I have a still image, a background image taking over the screen. So that is how I can bring a webcam in. And then if I want to stop that from projecting, I just right click on my laptop screen and hit close. It gives me an option to go full screen, windowed, always on top, or close. And so I'm going to hit close, and it goes back to my laptop screen. So using OBS to display chat, using it for webcams, using it to make intro videos, using the countdown clock, which again, I absolutely love. So I'm going to hit transition. And the clock is not working. What's going on here? Let's go to recording intro and use this clock. Hit transition. So when you turn the eyeball off and then transition, the clock goes away. And then if you turn the eyeball back on, right, countdown clock, and hit transition, it will start again at 7 minutes. So there you go. It's counting down from 7 minutes. It'll count all the way down to 1 second, and then it'll just go blank. And that's how I do my intro video. I just hit record. And so if I recorded this just for a minute, 6:47, 6:46, 6:45, I click stop recording. I go up to the file on the top left. I click on Remux, which is basically decompressing the file because it's using a compression. So if I go to Remux recordings, it's going to ask me where they are. I'm just going to click on here. It opens up that drive. This is the one we just did. It's always the last one on the list. So if I click on that and I click open, it loads it. Now I click Remux, and now it's uncompressed it. Now I just hit clear all items because I don't need those loaded anymore. I go back up to file on the left. I click show recordings, and now it shows me the recordings. You guys aren't seeing it because it's on the other screen. So let me bring it over. And then you look down here. And now it's an MP4 file. So now I can take that MP4 file and just use it in my live stream on my Rodecaster Video. I can play videos from Rodecaster Video, but I bring that into a folder, and then I bring that into Adobe Premiere, and I add graphics, I add my flying logo, I add my background music. And yeah, I could do all that live using the Rodecaster Video. I just have been doing this way for years, and I use my HyperDeck to bring videos into my live stream. So what happened here? Go back. Am I recording a macro right now? No, I can't be. Okay, it's up. Okay, I'm gonna grab the Insta360 Mic Pro. I'll be right back. Gonna get it ready. There it is. We're gonna unbox this here in just a second. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to catch up on the chat because I'm getting a plethora of questions, but let me just look real quick. So David is talking about the weather. I just sent you a pic by email where you are. Well, now that's caught my curiosity. So Dave and I do email back and forth. So I have his email. So let me look in my inbox here. There we go. There's the image. Oh, that's horrible weather, David. So there's a picture that David sent me. That is great. That is awesome. I love that setup, and I love the rocks in that picture. That's incredible. So there's a behind the scenes look at what David's up to. Weather is hot, he says, and I do think I have chat on the air. Do I chat on the air? So where is that at? Just sent you an email. There's David. Middle of winter here, 90 Fahrenheit. It's hot. There's the link I gave you guys. Now it's opening up my video. I don't need to see my video, so let me stop this. Stop. Oh, it's this mouse. Okay, let's see. Where do I have this up? There we go. Up. Back to my YouTube video. Sorry about that. Okay, Grish says, the underlying compressed video remains unchanged. Only the container holding the H.264 changes. Okay, that's talking about the OBS compression. Thank you, Grish. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. You're welcome. So again, I do a free 1-hour consult on Zoom. So if you want to take advantage of it, I will put the link in the description later tonight. You just got to go to my form on my webpage. I'll do a 1-hour Zoom with you. Hopefully we can speak the same language. That can be because I don't speak French. But again, if your English is good, then you could take advantage of a 1-hour Zoom with me, and we could just take that time to talk about getting chat set up on your computer. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you. Okay, let's change cameras here. Clean up my desk. We need that. We need that. I think I have everything I need here. We're going to move this drink. Okay, let me check the cameras. That's good. That is good. And there we go. So here is our layout for tonight. I'm going to have this mic and just focus on that camera. My head's a little cropped. I apologize. I set all this up and then reposition this camera a little bit. That's why I'm creeping over into that crop. But here is the Insta360 Mic Pro, and we are going to open this up, but I want to show you the box. And again, this is my Osbot Tiny 3 shooting down on my desk. It's literally hovering above my monitor. I'll show you this later. I found a really cool way of using my mic stand that I got from Rode, and it's working perfectly, hovering, hanging off my 32-inch BenQ monitor as a mount for my Osbot Tiny 3. The camera right there is the YOLOCAM S3. That's this camera right here. And this is the Osbot Tiny 3 that you're seeing this box with. And then I have this converted. So instead of it being a webcam, you are seeing a converted webcam UVC to HDMI, and that is sold by Osbot. It's version 2, the UVC to HDMI converter version 2. So what I did is I plugged my Tiny 3 into it. It needs power, so you got to provide USB-C power to it. And then that box converts it, has an HDMI cable out. That HDMI cable out is coming into my Rodecaster video. My Rodecaster video is coming into my ATEM through one of the two outputs of the Rodecaster video tonight, and that's what you're seeing. And the remote control can either work with a computer when you're using it as a webcam. This is also the wireless remote too, and it's got a little dongle, USB-A dongle that you plug into the UVC to HDMI converter if you want to use it as an HDMI source, or if you use it as a webcam, you plug it into your PC, your laptop, or your Mac. What's nice about this controller is I can zoom in and out. I can also program 3 locations, and if I had 4 cameras, I could operate all 4 cameras with this remote control. Now, I've never tested it with more than one Osbot camera because I only have one. And so, but the remote control gives me the ability to change views. So here is view 1, here is view 2, here is view 3. So again, we're going to use 1, and we're going to unbox this. So that's the front. Here is the side, and it tells you about audio gain controls. You can do 32-bit float recording inside this device. You also have 10 hours of battery life, it says right there, and seamless connection to Insta360 cameras. So this is designed to hook up to Insta360 cameras, but I don't think it will hook up to the Insta360 Link, the Link 2, or the Link 2 Pro. That's sad because I own 2 Links, one Insta360 Link 2 and one Insta360 Link 2 Pro. I don't have any other Insta360 cameras, but I do want to get the new camera that Insta360 just came out, and I compared them last week side by side, the DJI Pro, the DJI Pocket 4 Pro, and the Insta360 Luna Ultra. And I really want to get a Luna Ultra. That's why I bought this now, because eventually I'm going to have all of that. But this is the starting point, and that's why I purchased just the transmitter. I may get a receiver. We'll see. I do have links in the description tonight. They are Amazon associate links. And if you use those, it will help support the channel. You don't pay anymore. But I have just this in the links below. I have this and a receiver, and I have this with 2 and a receiver in the kit with the charger and all that in the links below. So check those out. So that's the side. Here is the back. Here's the other side. Custom E-Link display. You can download an app. We're going to do that tonight, and we're going to change the image if it works. I did change the image in my still image using Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop, but I have not opened this up yet to put my logo on the actual device, but we're going to do that tonight. 3 mic array built into it. It sounds really good. I've listened to sound samples of this. It's got a NPU powered noise canceling built into the AI chip. And then you got directional pickup. So you can actually do omnidirectional, and you can use it with the windscreen between you and a guest, and you could actually get good audio from both sides. Again, can't test that tonight because I'm the only one in the studio. So again, Insta360 Mic Pro, the back of the box, top of the box, spin that around, and the back of the box. And then this is just the normal stuff that you see on the bottom of the box. So let's tear into this. I like to use this letter opener. I did not bring a knife tonight. So see if I can break the seal here. They shrink wrap this so tight that it can be a challenge to get it open. But I just want you guys to know I did not break the seal. Never held one of these in my hands. But I have the box right now. You can see it's a lot better without the reflection on it. So I'll give you guys a look at that again. Right there. That side of the box right there. And let's open it up. There is no tape. So there you go. So you wonder what size it is. There it is. So let's compare it to this microphone. I don't know where my DJI kit is, but let's put it next to a transmitter like the Rode. Pop that off. We'll put them side by side. So there's your size comparison. It's bigger than the microphone that I got with my Insta360 Link 2 Pro. It came as a kit, I believe. No, that was actually the, I think that was the Ozbot. But anyway, here's all the accessories that comes with my Mic Pro, the windscreens, the Wireless Go 2, excuse me. But that's a comparison next to the Wireless Go 2. If you want to see the size, and I'll just set them on top of each other like that so you guys can see. But this is actually a screen that you can change. So let's retire this microphone because we're not talking about the Wireless Go 2 tonight. We are talking about this cute little mic. And again, it's got a clip on the back. We're going to look at this in a second, and it just popped in there. Then we're going to take that out, and it's a box. So we better set that down, and we are going to open up the box. There's the paperwork right there. So you have 2 pieces of paper right there, and this has a number of pages. We're going to use that to start. Then there's the barcode. So scan the QR code for a full protection or consult your local retailer. So evidently you can put some protection on it. And then on this, it says 2 years, a 2-year plan is available. So that's promoting a protection plan. And then this is the actual book. And again, it kind of accordions out. So we'll be looking at that here shortly. And then again, this is a box. I love this little icon. I think it's really cool. I think the boxy setup and the display of their product is pretty stinking cool. And I love that I can change this and put my Life Journey Productions logo on there, or just my little light bulb with the arrow pointing up and forward, which has its significance in my logo. So again, we're gonna set this aside, and now we're gonna break into this box, and it's right there. Nothing on the box, really, except for this cool graphic, but there is stuff inside the box. So we're gonna open this up, pull this out, and now you have more paperwork. There's inside the box, kind of a little cushiony thing in there, but there's nothing else in the box. So we're gonna close that. Put that in the big box. Put the lid back on that. That's really cool. I like this box. And then we'll open this little pamphlet again. Insta360 Mic Pro transmitter, big booklet, some stickers if you want to put their logo all over your studio. There you go. And then a warranty card. And again, this is a bunch of pages, accordion as well. So now we have lots of accordion things. So here is all the paperwork that this thing came with. Put it right in the middle there. There you go. A plethora of paper. Goodbye, trees. Hello, Insta360 Link 2. And then the package. So let's move this stuff. Picture's worth 1,000 words. There you go. Snap. So let's move these out. Again, there's the microphone, and we've got some work to do on that. Let's open up this package. Pull out this little bag. Got a little holder on it. It says Insta360 right there. It opens up with a zipper. Again, if you bought the kit, you would get the charger, but I didn't. I just bought the microphone. So we look inside. You got pockets on both sides, but you don't get a bunch of stuff. It's probably the same package they use when you have 2 receivers. I don't know, but I do have a USB-C cable to charge and to upgrade the firmware. Got a little windscreen, and that is it. It looks like this is empty. You do have, oh, what do we have here? Glad I didn't throw this away. There's the little magnet. So again, if you bought 2 mics, you'd probably have 2 magnets in this little bag. So here's the windscreen. Kind of interesting how they seal these bags. You're not going to break into them and put it back. So this is the windscreen. It's got these little attachments so it can pop on. Here's your microphone array, and you pop it on like this. I did watch a video. Now it's on. So now you can change this screen. You have a dead cat. Sorry, cats out there, but that's what these are called in the production world. It's kind of a wind muff. And what that happens is the wind hits this, and then there's a protection underneath it. So it's got 2 screens. It's got the dead cat material, and then underneath that, it has a windscreen. To get a better look at that, let's pop it off. And then that piece is right there, and it's got a little foam piece on it. And so wind has to get through there, and it also has to get through this. And a lot of the wind noise is the wind rubbing sound over your regular protection, but this doesn't give you that audio sound. There's nothing here really abrasive enough. Now, this is not as thick as I've seen some dead cats. My Rode Blimp, which has a dead cat that goes over it, has longer fur. But again, how much fur do you really want on your microphone? So then you pull this clip off the back, this paper. It says, slide down to remove, slide down to remove. So I'm gonna pull it, slide it down. And there you go. It says Insta360 on the back, and then some tiny print, too small for me to read. Battery life is down there, really small print. Insta360, and then a little icon up there. So I'd have to get a magnifying glass. So we'll set that sticker on there, and then I got to get the magnet out. I don't know how you're not going to lose this little magnet. I guess be very careful, you won't, or you'll lose the magnet. So there you go. And it says Insta360 on it as well. Not sure that that is focusing. Let me look at this full screen. No, not really focusing. Horrible. Why I want to use my other camera. But it's so tiny. Yeah, it's just not able to focus on it, but it does say Insta360 on it. Zoom back in, but you can see that. So we'll take the dead cat off. And on the back, you have USB-C and a power button there and a record button right there. You have another audio output there with a light and a little vent. The microphone array on the top, another vent. So there's a vent on both sides, probably to keep it cool because it is an LCD screen. And then you got the little connectors when you put it in the charging case. I will have to charge it from the USB-C cable. And here's your amazingly long USB-C cable right there. And we'll zoom out. And that's how long that is. And obviously you would plug it in right here to do any firmware updates. And I'll be doing firmware updates later, but that's how I will have to charge it. I'm assuming it has a charge, so let's find out. So I am going to go ahead and push this button, hold it down, and it buzzes. And now the light is on. You can see the light right there. So this is on. So this is actually, I think it's not a sticker. I think it's a display. So I'm not quite sure. So let's set this aside. Again, the back has the clip, so you can use the magnet or the clip. So again, here's the magnet, and there's the clip. So both of them are built in. Again, this is a great sounding microphone. I'm going to do some recording. If I wanted to record right now, let's see what happens. Internal memory, I hit record. I buzzed again, so I know it's recording. It buzzed again twice. So twice must be it's not recording, and buzzed once is it is recording. So keep that in mind. You may not want to wear this in the bathroom and accidentally have record on and then hand it off to a staff person. I would review all your recordings yourself before anybody else gets it. So you have that, the package, the little magnet, the wind, all this paperwork. And that's what comes in the single kit, is all of this paperwork. There's a stack right there. And so that is what comes with it right there. Probably do it like this. And like I said, it is on currently. So there we go. That's what comes in this mic kit. And again, this was about $90. I do have a link in the description if you want to just get the mic. This is Bluetooth. It's supposed to be able to hook up to some of the phone apps. So we're going to try that tonight if we have time. But again, I'm not going to just talk about this tonight. I'm going to try to use this next week for sure. And if I can get it to hook up to the Blackmagic Design camera app, then I have a microphone I can use with the Blackmagic camera app. I'm going to also try it with the Rodecaster capture app that I normally use for NDI. I doubt it'll hook up. I don't think it'll hook up to a Rodecaster Pro or Rodecaster Pro Duo 2 or Rodecaster Pro Duo or the Rodecaster Video or the Rodecaster Video S or the other devices, but we'll see. We do know it's supposed to work with all of those Insta360 cameras, like the ones you use for 360, the new Luma Ultra, the other cameras they have, the action cameras. This microphone is supposed to be great. Now, I can use it just as a recorder. It's got 32-bit float. This is the first wireless microphone that I've owned that has 32-bit float inside it. I don't believe that this Wireless Go 2 has it. I might be wrong, but I don't believe it has it, but this does. So I do want to get the app downloaded. So let's see if we can find out what the app is here. Does it say, you got a disclaimer, then different languages. See if I can find English in here, because that's what I speak and read. We'll probably be in the very back. Did I miss it? Oh, it's English right there. So, okay. So I know you can't really see that very well, but it says, by using this product, you acknowledge and agree to this disclaimer. Gives you the important things, notes. Not going to read that tonight in the live stream. And that's it with that. If you go to the very back, is there more in English? Guess not. So set that aside. A warranty card. Stickers, again, I don't need that. Getting quick start guide. So here we go. So on and off button shows you, I already showed you the on and off button, which is right here. On and off button. Pairing is 3 presses on the on and off button to pair it. It'll go into Bluetooth mode. So let's test that. Boom, boom, boom. You like the sound effects? Now flashing in pairing mode. We'll play with that again later. How do I get back out? Let me just click it one more time. Just going to try to find a device. Let me turn it off. I get a buzz. Turn it back on again. I'm holding it. About 5 seconds. It does a short buzz, a long buzz off, short buzz on. Okay, so pairing is 3 times. Start and stop shooting 1 time. Then you have start and stop internal recording, which is, again, the red button right there. There is a tutorial, a barcode right there. I'll shoot that with my phone here in a minute. Then it shows you a blue light when it's connected. And again, that blue light is going to be right here. Noise cancellation, fully charged, is green. So both noise cancellation, it goes green, and when it's fully charged, it will go green. Mute is yellow. That's cool. It changes color. So multicolor LED. That's a really cool feature. Internal recording happening, it goes red. So let's try that. How about we turn it? Oh, it's on. We turn it off again. Turn it on again. And now let me try. Quick, yeah. One quick tap, it goes red. It's now recording. One quick tap, double buzz, it goes out. So it does turn red when it's recording. That's really cool. Then it tells you again 3 times Bluetooth, gives you a little Bluetooth diagram here. This is what you can connect it to. Insta360, that's their 3D camera. These are really light pictures. I know this is a little overexposed. I apologize. And then different cameras, phones, it says as well. So we're going to try to figure out how to connect it to a phone, which would be via Bluetooth. And that's it. So let's go back here. I know there is an app. So let's get my phone. Let's click on the barcode here. Photo mode. Bring it up Insta360. Download the app. Reject non-essential cookies. Download. Get. I'm getting it. Double click to tell it it can download it. It is downloading. Low data mode is on. Oh, well. It is now downloading, so we'll let that download. So one of the cool things about this whole night is there's a lot of new cool products that have come out in the last couple of years. You can see me on the big screen because I have Program coming out. Let's go back to multi-view. You can see multi-view up there now. So there's a lot of new microphones that have come out. So Rode's come out with their Pro version. They came out with their Wireless Go version 3, which does let you do some things that you can't do with the Wireless Go 2, like use your phone. The Connect app, you need the newer versions of the Rode Wireless to connect to a phone. So this will not connect to my phone using a Rode Connect, which will also send NDI. And I love the Rode Connect app because it'll send both cameras, 2 separate NDIs, the front camera and the back camera. I can do a portrait, I can do a side-by-side, and I can send those as separate NDI sources, and I can record those in my Rodecaster video as 2 separate inputs. So the Rode Connect app is crazy, and I need to get a microphone that works with it, but I'm wondering if this will connect with the Blackmagic app. So let's open up the Blackmagic app right now. And I apologize not getting to the chat. I'm going to look at it here real quickly. Blackmagic camera. Let me go in the chat here. Let's go chat on the air. And let's see what we got here. Good evening. I was afraid I missed the fun. Position 3 looks much better on your top down. Cool. Well, I apologize. The Wireless Go does have 32-bit float. I own it as well. Yeah, I don't have, so you own the Wireless Go 2 and it has 32-bit float? That's cool. Wireless Go 2, correction. Okay. Good to have you back with us, Tony. Can you plug it into your computer via USB-C and select it as a mic source? I'm pretty sure you can. Let's try it right now. Let's turn it on. And let's plug it into my laptop. Let me close OBS so it doesn't give me a alert because I'm going to unplug my drive. Come on, OBS, close here. Position 3. Just in case you didn't think I was listening, I am. Going to go to my wireless mic right now. Got OBS closed. Let's pull this out. Let's plug it in to my computer. It is on. Let's go into like Zoom. A new meeting. Let's look at microphones here. Microphones. I've got no Insta360. Currently with it plugged in USB-C. That doesn't mean it doesn't work. Got Elgato Line, virtual, but I would expect to see it under microphones, and I don't currently. So I'm not sure that was a good test. I'll reopen up OBS real quick and see if it shows up in OBS as a microphone. Normal mode. Turn that off just for a second. Let's let OBS boot up. And as that's booting up, let's go back. Here is the Blackmagic Camera app under Settings. Audio source, iPhone microphone. Let's try to connect this. Let's see, OBS is open. Let's go into audio input capture. And let's look at this list. Desktop audio. Osbot Tiny 3 audio, but I do not, let's see. Yeah, I do not see that microphone, and it's still plugged in USB-C. So we're going to bail on that plan. And now I'm going to unplug it, plug my drive back in. I am going to push the button 3 times here. In pairing mode. Let's go into settings, Bluetooth. Turn it off. Back on again. I do not see it coming up. It is flashing in pairing mode. Right there. I do not see it coming up on my list. Other devices. Devices I have used over and over again. Insta360 Mic Pro THX. So there we go. Not sure exactly what that meant. It's not here now. I clicked on it. It's right there, and I am connected. So let's try this regular app right here. Go into video and do a quick test here. The light is off and it's connected right there. So actually, we'll come back to that. Let's go to the Blackmagic Camera app. iPhone microphone. I still do not have a Insta360 choice. Under iPhone microphones, let's see, audio source. I got back, auto, bottom, and front, but I don't see the Insta360 that I just connected Bluetooth. And my instinct is it's connected, but it said THX. So I'm not sure what that meant. Where is my connected device? There it is. So I'm not quite sure. Device type, car stereo, headphone, hearing aid, speaker. Not either one of those. So it's like a speaker right now. Interesting. Could rename it. So that doesn't seem to be working. So what about my camera app? Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Check, check, check. I don't know. Let me get further away from this. So I'll put it on me. Hit record. Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm testing it back here. Testing 1, 2, 3 using my camera app. Let's see if it connected. Okay, I'm going to play back that video and I'm going to listen to it. I'll put this microphone. Yeah, it's not working. Huh. So far, I can't get it to connect to the Blackmagic. I can get it connected to my iPhone, but I haven't figured out how to use it. I have not been able to get it to hook up to Blackmagic Designs app or my regular iPhone app, but it says that it's connected to my iPhone under the Bluetooth settings. So it's connected. Again, this overhead camera is the best way to show that. It shows it's connected right there, but I don't know why I'm not getting audio. So, okay. So let me go see if that app downloaded. So here is the app. Allow. Limit access. Okay, so now I've got to log in and create an account. And I know I have one. Sorry guys, I could have done this earlier, but I wanted to do it all live. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? I'm just trying to log in to this app. I apologize, it's not working. There we go. Finally got my verification code. There it is, connect. Still trying to connect. Not easy. I turned it off by accident right when I was connecting. Try this again. Connect. You press the power button to confirm. One quick connection. There we go. Start downloading the firmware. So now we're loading in firmware. Okay. Gonna take a break from that, get back in the chat here. Wow, the studio looks amazing. Love the ceiling lighting. Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second, but thank you, Tony. Good to have you, Toto, from Germany. Germany is out. Not sure what's going on. Thank you for trying. The wireless Go 2 receiver works that way really well. You may need to close the Blackmagic app completely to reopen. Okay, we'll try that. Just wanted to touch base in the chat and make sure there wasn't any input. But it says connection failed. Connecting a different device, scanning. Let me try this one more time. Update firmware. Try that again. Oh, sorry about that, Toto. I did not know. Haven't had a chance to watch the soccer. I apologize because I really like watching soccer, but I did not know Germany is out. So, man, sorry about that. I'm sure that hurts, especially if you love soccer like I do. Love football, love soccer, football as well, American football. But again, not everybody can win. And I can't even believe that my team won the Super Bowl in football, the Seahawks, because no one predicted that they would win. So, okay, let me grab this real quick over here. So why that firmware is updating, and it's at 64%. Let's talk about Luma Cove. Luma Cove is a product that I discovered when I was doing research on Cobb LED lights, a guy named Chris. I'll put a link in the description tonight. Remember that, Keith? And he recommended Luma Cove. They're out of stock quite a bit. They also have a product that snaps into it to apply diffusion. You don't really need diffusion with Cobb lights because they already kind of have it. They're designed, Cobb lights are designed specifically so they don't have hot spots. That's why you don't see hot spots on my lights on the floor. These are kind of set for white right now. Oh, I don't need that microphone. So these are kind of set for light right now, but in reality, with Luma Cove, you don't need to worry about that because this is designed to push the light downward and not let it show through. So you can see that my light is not bleeding on the ceiling. It's only showing down here on the wall. And so this is an empty box. I bought 2 of these. The link is in the description. It's not cheap. I think it was like $98 a box, but it does 16 feet and it's pretty cool stuff. Here is what Luma Cove looks like right here. So Luma Cove, so you can put your LED lights right here or up here. Back up a little bit, and you can see the shape of it. So it's a hard plastic, and literally it screws in. It has little connectors that you screw into the ceiling. I don't think I have any of those with me, but I have all the short pieces still here left that I did not use, but it comes with foot-long pieces and then a couple different sizes when you don't need a full piece. I've also cut it down, but these are nice, tight edges, and it even comes with some little black stick-on deals so the light doesn't leak out. And you can go up like this and put LED lights on the bottom part, and you can put color lights right here. So you can have color lights right here, you could have Cobb lights right here, and you can run wires right here. And the plastic deal snaps on between here and here. No, actually right here to here. If you want to have a plastic diffuser, and it's like $9, I forget for how many feet, but this is not cheap. I bought 2 boxes, and that is what's up on my Cove. And again, that's this right here going all around my studio. And it literally starts right up here above my head and goes all the way around over to the door. And I'm going to show you guys that here in a minute. But again, I absolutely think this stuff is pretty stinking amazing, and worth talking about. So again, if you're going to put it on the ceiling, you're going to put it up there like this, so the lights shine down. So this would go against the ceiling. This would go against the wall. This would go against the ceiling, and then your lights would be shining down, and that's how I have it mounted. If you're going to put it on the floor, it would be just the opposite, right? You would have your cob lights right here. This would be against the wall, and then this would be blocking it. This portion here would block it from shining on the Cove, and it would only shine up on the wall because the wall would be right here. So again, it's designed to give you nice straight lines. This piece has been cut. And then you have these little black stickers that can go in here, and you want to make sure the little connectors that you slide each piece together with, you get those level. You want to use a laser level, or you want to use one of those string snappers, whatever they're called, chalk lines. Because I was putting it on my ceiling, I just used the ceiling. So I put the attachment in here. Of course, it was shining down like this. So I put the attachment in one side, held this up against the ceiling. Let's pretend this is the ceiling. I held this up like that, really tight with my hand, and then I knew exactly where to screw this little piece in. Then I would snap the next one in, slide it in, stick another one of those right here, screw it in, and I did that all around 4.5 hours. Added my LED cob lights, and that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So this is the Luma Cove, and again, there's links in the descriptions. It is designed to be able to put 2 types of light, cob lights right here to get that nice warm look on your wall. Cob lights, again, have very little hot spots, if any, and then you can put color lights right here. Now, I have not put color lights up yet, but I do want. I have some Elgato color lights. I thought about adding those just behind me to the track. Once I get track down there, I do not have track on the floor. I only have the Luma Cove on the ceiling because I wanted no bleeding up there on my ceiling. I only wanted the lights to come down the wall. And so this is the controller for the lights, and that turned off the floor, and this is the controller for the ceiling, and that just turned off the ceiling. And then the other set that I bought has a bigger controller for the TV, and that just turned the lights off for the TV. And then I have the ability to change the color. Here's turn this TV back on, and I can go white, I could go really yellow, I could go cool white, which gives you that blue look, and I can do the same thing with the coves. That's the floor cove, so I can go to cool white on the floor cove. I can go on. That's the ceiling lights up there, and now I could go cool white on the ceiling lights. I might have got a wire wrong or it might be too soft. We try cool white again. Yeah, I'm not getting any cool white. I might have a bad connection. I've never tried cool white before, but I can make it brighter. And so that's about as bright as those lights will go. And then I can change this one back to cool white around the TV, turn the brightness down on the TV about there. And then the floors, I can go cool white on the floor. For some reason tonight, those look like they're white, but they are the same color right now as those. So anyway, Luma Cove is designed to give you nice clean lines, add another color of lights. So I am gonna add some colored lights up here, maybe just in the scene behind me or just on the floor. But I was just going for this warm look. I don't really want to have color lights, maybe at Christmas time. I'll have some extra lights around my TV or on the windows. But again, I've designed this studio so I don't have to deal with a lot of different color lights anymore. It's just this nice warm look. I do plan on adding some light to the shelves, and I do plan on adding some other things in the studio. So let me know if you have any questions about Luma Cove. Again, it's designed to put on the wall, either on the floor. You could do it around a desk if you wanted the light just to shine, but mainly it's designed to give you nice, clean lines. You can see a little bleed through here because I still got to put a little block there. When you put it together in corners, I did not cut it on my saw. I could have. I just let one butt up like this behind the other one, and that's why some light is bleeding through, because it's not designed to go around corners. So again, keep that in mind. I can block that off, but I kind of like this sparkle thing. It really helps with the characters on the corner over there, Obi-Wan and Jack Sparrow and Batman, and that's on the shelf over there. So again, not messed with Cob lights before, but I've learned to put things together. These are the little connectors I used for the floor lights. They just have a 3M thing on the bottom, and you peel it off, and then a plastic clear clip. So you guys should be able to see that. And that's what I've had the bottom ones on. I can put a bunch more on. I didn't know if I was going to need these to get the lights up on the ceiling, but I was able to get the not the Luma Cove, and get the Cob lights up there on the Luma Cove. So again, these are what I use. Then I use these connectors. So obviously, if it's not working all the colors that is available, then I might have a bad connector. These are in the corners, so I kind of looped them like this to go around the corner. And and I wanted some space to do this. I can buy some corner pieces that literally go like this, but I didn't have any of those. But this is what I should have used. Remember, the lights are going around like flat. So to go around a corner, I have to be flat and flat. So I do need to buy some flat connectors and take those off and reconnect them. And then I won't have the loops. And who knows, I might buy another kit and fix the corner pieces, but I went too fast and I should have done a little bit better job. And then here's the end that I cut off because you could wire in more lights around a corner with this piece. This is on the end of my Cob lights, and there's lots of Cob cut lines. You can see this plastic cover is why you don't have hot spots, and there's lots of lights in these Cob lights. So they can get really bright, and there's very little hot spots at all that you get, even if you use these clips here. They work great. Now these kind of give a blue tint where the tape crosses it. So again, I don't know why, but it does. There's kind of a blue tint when it crosses these, but they're clear. The red part is what goes. It's clear when you put it up against the Cove. So again, Lots of work to get the studio where it's at. But I wanted you guys to know what Luma Cove is, and pretty cool that you can put 2 strips of light, you can put cable. Let's say you have a long run, you want to put some power in it, you can add power down this track, and you can even fit, these connectors will even fit through there. So that's important if you need to have some connections in there, or wires like this need to go through there. So I love that it has a track for wires. It has a diffuser system that you can pop over the edges right here if you want to. You can put a color down here or a cob light down here. And you could put a color up here or a cob light up here. So you can literally have color lights when you want to, and you could have just cool white or warm white or whatever you want it down here. So I love the ability to find things like this. And again, I have links in the description for the Cove, Luma Cove. And you guys saw the still image and the box in my hand. So again, not sponsored by them. I just wanted you guys to see one of the tools that I used in the studio, and it's Luma Cove is one of the things I used in the studio. Okay, back to this. So repair and connect. So let me repair. Connect. I'm connected. No, I don't want to do their quiz. So in this app, it tells you how much battery life you have, how much recording time. I have 60 hours and 41 minutes recording time left. I can do custom wallpapers. So here's all the different things. I want to add my logo. So let's add it. Select from my phone album. I think so. There it is. Next. Let's see, preserve authentic textures and details. There's textures on it. Solid. I want to go solid, confirm. Set wallpaper. Agree. It's uploading the wallpaper. And there you go. We have now gone into a flashing craziness. Well, it was there for a second. I'm not sure what's happening. Trying. Oh my goodness. What is going on? There. So now you have my logo on the Insta360 Insta360 Mic Pro. There it is. Now, I want to figure out how to get this to link to other things. I'll go ahead and change the camera one here. I want to figure out how to get it to link to different things. But I wanted to show you guys, it's got my logo on here now. Can I? Oh my goodness. Let's just go back to this look here. So yeah, let's go to that. Go to that. And there you go. Got my light bulb logo on there. So if I pin it to myself, use the magnet, there you go. Upside down, get it right side up. So now I have my logo on here instead of Rode or whatever. And I love the fact that I can brand this. So pretty cool. I need to play around with it, figure out how to use it. The magnet's not super powerful, so I will probably be getting a better magnet. Let's try it with the my magnets that I have in my wireless Go 2. Yeah, I think it's just how thick my clothing is, but that magnet holds a little bit better than the other magnet. So again, both of them aren't coming up. So I don't know if it's just the steel. Oh, there is a plastic deal on here. Trying to peel that off right now. I'll show you this. There is a paper back here. Where's my camera? There's a paper back here, so I'm going to peel that off. There it comes. It says Insta360 again. Let's retry the magnet if I can find it. Put this magnet back. I do not see the magnet. Magnetized as something. Let me take this back off. See if maybe it's not on my microphone. The magnet has gone AOL. So, okay, we'll try this magnet again. There it is. It is on the back of my other one. Okay, we'll try it now. Yeah, it's a little stronger, but it's not really grabbing that well. So, not super impressed with this little magnet. So Insta360, get that handled. You need better magnets. But I love the fact that I got my logo on it now. I love the fact that I can record on it. And I just got to figure out how to connect it to something. But you could do these different logos. There's some that came in the app. And think bold. You can put Insta360 on there. And then you just hit the plus icon right here if you want to input something else on it right here. So again, you can use the app and add your own icons on there, which is really cool. So it has custom, it has Insta360, line emojis, pixel emojis, greetings, pixel posts, sports, city, characters, avatars, TRC art, labels, and that's it. So, and then you have the status, record status, mute, I guess wireless status, custom wallpaper, label settings, TX gain, so I can raise and lower the gain. I can do tone mode, standard, rich, or bright. I can do formats, more settings. I have all these settings, TX auto gain, auto clipping, auto gain control, sound directions, omni, voice focus, cardioid, figure 8 are all right here. 32-bit enable right there, stereo, loop, file type, original or processed, power buttons, shoot, double press, noise reduction, reduction, double press. So you have different choices of how you get noise reduction on. Child lock mode right there. Vibration feedback, indicator light, and auto power off are available in the more settings. And again, label settings right here. So display label, label content, label position, top, bottom, custom, set wallpaper, so you can actually do some custom setups, and pretty cool. So I'm sure there's more settings in here that I have not covered, but I apologize for that. Pretty cool device. So Luma Cove, Insta360 Mic Pro. That's just a quick look. Again, this would be being used with my future Insta360 Luna Ultra. I really think that's the camera that I want to get. I don't know when I'm going to get it, but I already have a microphone to go with it. So I may also, I wanted to say this tonight. This is super important. Apologize for just going on and on. Let's see what time it is. I don't want to be on here all night. It's almost 6 o'clock, so we need to wrap this up. Been on here for 2 hours. Let's go to Insta360's page here real quick. Because what research I did yesterday, I believe you can do more than 2 microphones. So let's go in here and find out. So stay tuned here. Come on, where is their site? There you go. Okay, I'll go ahead and share this. Products. We want to go to wireless microphones, Insta360 kit. So here is their site. So here's what the kit looks like. She has her logo on her there. Get the highlights, 3 mic array, directional pickup modes, AI chip. You can add these different icons we've covered. Insta360 seamless connection. So you can connect 32-bit float, 2 TX plus 4 RX compatible. So, this was really interesting. So can I click on this? Let's go down here. See if they cover it down here further. There you go. Superior audio quality, that's Pro, 3 mic arrays. You can see the arrays there. So those vents on the side are microphones, not just vents. So there's the top microphone and the side microphones. Then again, the windscreen allows those microphones to come through on the side. So let's pop this on again. Now you can see the microphones. The microphones are showing through on the sides, plus the blue lights. You can see the light and you have access to the microphone, even though I have the windscreen clipped on it. So there's microphones on both sides. So capture with precision. Though she's using a phone, but she's using the phone adapter that plugs into the bottom of your phone. Now mine is Lightning. I don't know that they make a Lightning adapter, but they do have a USB-C, and Shannon and I just, our account with T-Mobile just ended. They ended our senior plan, so we're going to go down and see what's going on and may end up with new phones. Mine is an iPhone 13 Pro, and it's Lightning port, and my wife is an Air 2015, I believe, and she does have a USB-C port, but you have the adapter that goes on the bottom, so you can do omnidirectional, you can do super directional, which focuses in, And then you can do figure 8. There's a figure 8. That talks about the AI chip. It's always stable, always at your best. Prevent audio clipping automatically. Audio gain controls are right here. So, and I'll put this link tonight in the description. Let me copy this and let's pop it in tonight's. Don't need all of that. Hit save. I also said I would put a link to my site in there. So if you do want to take advantage of the Zoom Town Hall that's every quarter, or you want to take advantage of a free 1-hour Zoom consult, you can do that using this link. Done. Don't have to come back later. Back to their page. Somewhere down here it talks about, you're using it with their cameras, obviously, and use it on top of their Insta360 action cameras. You could use it for interviews, obviously. That's what the receiver looks like. And I believe you can do, look at this, TX1, TX2, and 4 microphones. So I'm not sure exactly how they're doing this, but it says 4 TXs plus 1 RX compatible. Multi-person interviews fully in control. 1 receiver supports connection with up to 4 transmitters. So 1 receiver, 4 transmitters. That is crazy. So again, check this device out. It caught my eye. Here you see they got 4 connections going right there. So check that out, and you can go to their page. Lots of cool stuff here. 32-bit float, stereo internal recording, fast file exporting, so it's fast transfer rates, USB-C, intuitive operation, easy control. Here's a control screen. It looks like a nice little LCD screen with audio levels, battery levels. Here's the case. Here's the phone app. Pretty cool. They did a good job on their website. And this is how you can plug it into the bottom of your phone using the receiver, and that's why I may get one. But again, it's Bluetooth pairing, and she's using her phone. So I got to figure this feature out. You can plug it in that way to a camera. But again, you just saw her using it with her phone. So phone connection. Now she's using that adapter, which is the receiver. But see right here, she's connecting it Bluetooth, which I did earlier, and she's talking directly to it. So I'm assuming that it does, and I will be testing it this week. It will connect with the phone. Again, there's the create all day long, 30 hours of battery life using the transmitters with the included charging case. So again, link in the descriptions for just the Insta360 Mic Pro, just the microphone that I purchased and unboxed tonight. A link to a microphone and a receiver. That description link is down there from Amazon, and the kit, 2 mics and the case, and all of that is in the link. Now it's under $269, I believe, for the kit, and $149 40 or so, 50 for the mic and receiver. I think that's what it was. And then $89, $90. I had an Amazon card from those of you using my Amazon shopping link. So I paid for part of my Insta360 Mic Pro with the proceeds from those of you that have used my link. So thank you for that. I do get a commission, and that disclosure is in tonight's video. Okay, back to the chat, and then we're going to wrap this up. Chat on the air. Is there a desktop app for offloading and inspecting files like Road Central? I saw something about that. Let's look at tutorials here real quick. App settings, Insta360 devices, camera connection, phone connection, computer connection. Let's look at computer connection, and we'll go back to phone here. They have a video. I put the link in the description, but it's showing you how to connect it to your computer. It looks like they're using the receiver right there to connect to the computer. And I don't have a receiver. I only have a transmitter. And then, so this is just using it with Mac and Windows. But that's the kit. So I don't know if they do have software like Rode does. And then connecting to the phone. Looks like they're going to do the same thing. They're going to use not getting any video here. Okay, now you're all set. Use Insta360 Mic Pro. Video calls to your clothing using other clips, buttons, and magnets to begin recording. When shooting for extended periods, connect via transmitter, Bluetooth. Search for Mic Pro transmitter. Now the transmitter will function. So again, you can look at that. I don't know right now. I have just opened it up, so I do not have all those answers yet. The studio looks awesome. Great for long work sessions. Yeah, I didn't want bright lights like before. I'm sold on branding alone. Well, again, I'm not trying to get anybody convinced to buy this mic. I just like to unbox things on my channel. Most of what I've ever unboxed on my channel, I have purchased with my own money. Recently, I've had some manufacturers send me some stuff. I recently had an opportunity to get a really cool device. In my studio, if I'd make a couple videos, but there was strings attached, and I said no. That device is releasing sometime in July. Hopefully, they'll let me have one and do videos on it without any restrictions. But they wanted to know what I was going to do the video on. They wanted 2 videos. They wanted to review the video, and that's just not my channel model. But I have had products come on the channel before with no strings attached. So technically, they're not sponsored videos because I told them I may or may not do a video. It's up to them if they want to send the device. So that's kind of my ethics on receiving free devices, and it has to be something that I would actually use. But I paid for this with the money from my account, actually using a coupon for $53 that I received because you guys out there used my links on my descriptions, and I appreciate that as well. Same as tonight, if you buy some Luma Cove, they don't just sell the $98 box. If you go to Luma Cove's on Amazon, let's just look up Luma Cove. See what pops up. I do have the business card right here on my desk. It is Luma Cove. Let me put this over here. So this is the card that was in my kit. It's got a barcode there. Oh, it's focusing. Awesome. Let me hold that up. There's the barcode. There's the information on the card. And then there's the picture. You can see it on the floor. The lights are only shining up, not on the molding, as well as the Cove shines down, not on the ceiling, which is great because I don't want it to get brighter in here. It's just really designed to add that warm texture to the wall. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, yeah, that's the barcode. So let me just pop this up. So I'll add these links, but you can get a 8-foot 2 kit. You can get a 33-foot kit. I should have bought this one. I paid for 2 of these, 98 bucks. I did not know that there was a 32-foot kit. So this is what I would get for my floor. My floor isn't quite 32 feet. It stops at the edge of my subwoofer, where these lights go all the way around. And I am going to show you the studio. I promised that. So let me get out of this app. Let me go to Road Capture. Let me get this NDI source working. And I should be able to bring this source in now to tonight's live stream. We'll choose B. Camera 6. Not coming in. What is going on here? NDI source is enabled. Come on, please work tonight. That's why I use my Rodecaster, but I've been having some issues. So let's see. Let me go to 6 again. Network. Streaming A. Yeah, it is not connecting. Let me double check my network connection here. Says my network is connected. So what am I doing wrong here? Says it's disconnected. Let me try this again. Let me close this app. Let me reopen it. NDI off, NDI on. Yeah, it's just not connecting. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why the NDI has been giving me issues, but it's like the Rodecaster Pro connects sometimes, and sometimes it does not. I had no issues before, but I seem to be having issues now. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Supposed to turn the little eyeball on. Supposed to click on channel 6. Let me go to another network. There's nothing on that network. Network 3, nothing on that. 4, nothing on that. But if I go to 1, I have road capture stream A. So it should be connected, but it's not showing up on my screen. Too bad. So let me just go real wide real quick right now. Pull the broadcaster or the Elgato prompter off. So basically the lights go all the way around my studio and they end right up here above the closet and they go all the way to the door. So again, that's a look at the lights. So they got them on the floor, which you can see if I get out of the way here. So I got floor lights and cove lights and around the TV, which is great. And I lost my TV because it times out after a while. But now it's back. Again, I apologize that I can't get NDI working. Put the prompter back on. Not designed for a quick change like that, but I've had some practice. So, man, I will do a quick tour and put it up on my channel here. I do not know why the NDI app is not working. It sees it in the Rodecaster Pro. But it is not assigning it to channel 6 in my Rodecaster video. So a bummer. Well, that's it for tonight. I hope that I took care of all of your questions. Thank you guys so much. I hope you answered the poll tonight. As of right now, the poll question, we have 15 votes. It said, I asked this question, have you heard about the Insta360 Mic Pro? 40% of you said yes, and 53% of you said no. So now you actually can say that you've heard about it. So I'm going to end the poll, but there you have it. You've heard about the Insta360 Mic Pro. And then the kit, we've looked at their website. The link is in the description. If you want to get one of those, get the wireless microphone by itself. Like I grabbed it, it will come with the windscreen, the little magnet, and you can use this as a recorder. Should link to a phone. I haven't got it to work yet, but I did get the Bluetooth to connect to my phone. So I would think that it's going to be a microphone, but it almost seemed like this was going to receive from the phone. But I'll have to do some more research, and I'll come back and report next week. I may be ordering a receiver. We'll see. But I was able to get my logo on it, download the app, do a firmware update, and show you guys what's in the box, as well as show you the app on the phone. So I hope that was helpful tonight. Now you know. And if you're watching this video delayed, I will put chapter markers in the morning on this video so you can just go through the different sections and not have to listen to all of my rhetoric. Okay. Any last things you'd like to say before we go? Anybody still in the live stream? Did I put you all asleep? I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios. Thank you so much for joining me live tonight. And I hope you're enjoying the new studio like I am. It's a lot more comfortable to be in here working than it was before. It's a lot less cluttered. And I'll try to get that NDI app working for next week, and I'll give you guys a better tour of the studio. I do have a clock coming. I did put 2 new sound panels up on this wall. They're identical to these right here, one right there and one on that side of the TV. You can barely see them. So the clock's going to go up. It should be here tomorrow. And then I am going to eventually get more Luma Cove for the floor. And then I do have a couple other things to do in the studio. I'm taking the basket down above my desk, which is like a closet shelf, putting a nice birch shelf up there. I'm going to stain it, and I'm going to hang some track of lights below it to shine on the back wall just a little bit to add some effect, I think. We'll see. And then I'm using wall brackets for my 2 key lights and a wall bracket possibly for my key light Air, which is up on top of my PC right now. So again, a lot of fun being in the studio and doing all these crazy things. But you zoom out here real quick. Sorry about that. Chat off the air and camera 5 on the air. So again, above the desk, there is a basket, and that basket's coming down, and I'm putting a wood shelf up higher. You can see there's about this much space between the basket actually and the closet wall ahead on top of me. It completes this wall right here. Anyway, that basket's coming down. I don't like it, and I'm putting a wood shelf up higher. I'll be able to put gear up there in black baskets, so you won't be able to see it. And then these 2 lights, key lights, are going to hang on the wall on wall camera mounts. So it's going to clean all this up. I have a couple square sound panels I'm probably going to put up there, cut them underneath the shelf, and it'll be a lot of fun. But I wanted you guys to see that. And then again, there's the Cove going down almost to the door that was left over, and the Cove goes all the way around my room, all the way up to there. So that is the Luma Cove that you're seeing right there. Tour of the studio. And then again, this back wall, there is a clock coming, and it will have a backlight, and that clock is going right here in this space between those 2 sound panels. It is I think a 24-inch clock. I don't know, but you guys will see that next week. That will be a lot of fun. So that's a quick tour, and you can see the Cove lights on the floor. They're just in those plastic brackets, and they stop right below this case. And the bottom Cove lights go all the way around the studio, and they end over there by the door. And you can't see that because it's right down there. So you can see it. Camera's out of focus now. So cool. At least I could do that tour. I wish I could show you guys more, but we will use a mobile cam next week. I am Keith. This is Life Journey Productions. I want to thank you for joining me tonight live, and I hope you enjoyed that tour, and thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. You guys have a great evening and a great week, and I'll see you here again next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Until then, be safe, stay cool, or stay warm, depending on what part of the world you're in, and I'll see you in the next stream.